Hi, everybody. Angela back with a new video. This is going to be part 2 of my series. I'm not sure how many videos it's going to be. It's going to be up to 5, whatever, because we talked about it's segueing over from the previous conversation that we had to where it's like the topic that I'm going to be talking about today is same-sex couples and how actually parents may appreciate or may ostracize their kids because they chose to, or because they have developed a sexual interest in a same-sex partner. So this, I'm still talking about the same individual where we had a long heart-to-heart conversation about various topics. So the topic of today is whatever she revealed to me. I'm not gonna create any kind of names, whatever. I won't call her a Karen or anything like that because I think she's far from a Karen. But yeah, she mentioned to me that she had a couple of twin girls. They were in their late teens, and one of the girls, she was a lesbian. When she said that her daughter was a lesbian, she also disclosed the fact that it's a family secret to where her daughter is not allowed to tell anybody outside of the family. I stopped her right in her tracks and told her, no, 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 no. That's something that you don't do. How can you as a parent tell your child that they can't be who they are or who they want to be? How can you as a parent, a loving parent, an alleged nurturing parent, tell your child that they cannot be their authentic self? What is it? Are you embarrassed by your child? Are you embarrassed that your child is a lesbian? Are you embarrassed that your child enjoys the company of another female? You can't do that. You really don't understand how that affects a child psychologically, emotionally, physically, spiritually even. You never know how that affects a child. When a parent tells a child that, no, I appreciate that you come to me and you told me that you're a lesbian and you enjoy the company of another female. You enjoy a sexual relationship with another female. But yet you as a parent, you tell your child that, no, yeah, we have to keep this a family secret because your dad and I, we're in this profession, whatever, and nobody can know. Who gives, seriously, do you know what the suicide, I don't know the statistics, but do you know how many children that has committed suicide because of situations like this? Do you know? Do you know how many children who have become rebellious because of situations like this? Do you know the percentage of children that have become homeless, who rather live out on the street than to live with their parents because their parents didn't appreciate their sexuality? Or even their sexual identification. Yes, there's women who may identify as a man and there's men who may identify as women. As a parent, you take your children for who they are. You appreciate your children for who they're going to be or who they grew up to be, regardless of whatever the situation may be. Yes, you've done your due diligence. But you cannot sit there until you're almost adult that they cannot be their authentic self. That yes, I understand that you're a lesbian, whatever, but you cannot tell anyone. This is going to be our family secret. You don't do that. You take your ass home and you tell your child that she can be whoever she wants to be. If she wants to scream to the world that she's a lesbian, that's her right. That's her right. You don't do that. You don't do that. And I told her that. And it's kind of interesting with her because it's like, even though her husband sat next to her as being mute, he didn't really join the conversation, but him sitting behind her, whatever, he was really in agreement with the conversation that I was having her or the information that I was relaying to her. He was shaking his head like, yes, you're right. You're right. But yet it was her a mom of a lesbian female who said that she did not want the world to know that her daughter was a lesbian. Why? It's not, it was not, you know, and here's the thing. I think it's something more deeper than that. It's not about her not wanting the world to know. I think it's about her. I think it's personal to her. I think she's embarrassed by her child. And then and you know, she may live in a neighborhood where she did indicate that she lived in a lucrative suburban neighborhood where now she may compare her child to her friends' kids or her friends' daughters. Don't do that. Seriously. For any parent out there who's listening, do not deny your child for being who they want to be, for being their authentic self. We live in a new day and age. Everybody is entitled to be who they want to be, when they want to be, and how they want to be. They have the right to identify with any race, sex, authenticity. You have white people out here that is proclaiming to be black. You have black people out here that is proclaiming to be white. You, as a white woman who checks off the white box on your applications here in America, you proclaim to not identify as a white American, yet you want to be called Italian. But when everybody sees you, they see you as a white woman. Don't do that. Don't deny your child of their sexuality. Don't deny your child of being true to who they really are. Just being themselves, or loving the person that they feel more comfortable with. Don't do that. Because not only are you hurting them, you're hurting yourself as well. Because who's to say how long your child would tolerate this, whatever, to where you may lose that relationship with your child, your daughter. You may. So don't do it. Don't do it. I know you love your child dearly. Let your child be who she's going to be. Because what she's doing is not doing any kind of harm to you or your family. Your child is who she is, and your child is not going to change because you don't like it. You better wake up and get with the program. Okay, so I'm going to end this video, whatever, and we're going to go to series 3. Series 3 is going to be based on, the Chicago violence and the continued violence that continues to occur in inner cities, particularly how it has like transpired or like elevated since the pandemic. One thing that I did learn is that she works out of the Chicago area, and she is part of the environment where she is like in the midst of the violence. I informed her that I was from the inner cities of Detroit, Michigan, and she really like was taken aback when I explained this to her, whereas she really flat out said like, oh my God, Detroit is like so bad. But my thing is, whatever, it's not necessarily about Detroit being so bad, whereas it's not necessarily the individuals that lives in the Detroit area, whatever, it is that more people or individuals are susceptible to violence and to carry out violence acts because they feel as though society is basically against them. So I had to really explain this to her, whatever. So these are some things that I'll explain to you in the upcoming video. Stay tuned.